Hey guys, it's Blackman from ETC Productions. I just wanted to show you two things, and let you do the math, because once you know what x equals you will not have to solve for y. First I want to thank God TV for this original post I will add my 2 cents worth to. So here it is.
So the recent California fires are very strange and suspect, to say the least. We have specific areas being burned, like energy was being directed at certain things.
How convenient. A few years back I heard about the Chinese developing a weapon to just destroy infrastructure, but that's another video. Notice the leftover streets and everything else. It's like the destruction just carved out and destroyed buildings, while the overall development is preserved. That's a very thoughtful convenient weapon. I mean forest fire, see what I mean? Like a particle came down from the sky and targeted that which only was selected.
The surrounding landscapes and trees are totally fine. Here is a clip courtesy of Serbian Conspiracy. I'll put a link in the description. You'll notice here that stores and restaurants are wiped out while other things are still in perfect shape. Other buildings are fine, trees are untouched, but specific structures are just devastated. You gotta ask yourself, what's up with that? How did the fires get to these certain buildings but the surrounding areas, including the parking lot, look normal? Is this the result of direct energy weapons? Ranged weapons that inflict damage on a target by emitting highly focused energy? The answer is most likely yes. But most people believe that these kind of weapons are just science fiction, due to movies like Austin Powers, for instance.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin phase 2 of our evil project. Or is it phase? I don't know phases. Anyways, this is the phase in which we put a giant laser on the moon. As you know, the moon rotates around the Earth like so. When the moon reaches its appropriate lunar alignment, it will destroy Washington, D.C. Anyways, the key to this plan is the giant laser.
But in reality, these direct energy weapons are admitted to be real and are documented.
Scientists have been working on this top-secret project since 1974. This laser is capable of unleashing the power of the sun. Enough energy to light up every home in the U.S. or wipe out mankind.
What we can do is focus this very high energy into a very small spot for a very short time. And when that happens, we get the conditions that are very much like inside our sun.
So you hear that? Now let's watch a clip from YouTube channel In Truth by Grace. Link will be in the description, of course.
This is not a carbon fire. This is the only fire in the whole wide world that's considered a forest fire where the forest did not burn. The forest didn't burn here. All the glass melted. All the structural materials that used to be a house have disappeared. They have disappeared. You have a couple of bent poles here, a couple of poles that are bent, but you have absolutely no materials. The houses have not fallen. The houses have disappeared. The materials of these contents of these houses are gone. Let's listen to what they have to say here. She's going to talk a little bit about it. Well, first, let's go here. I want to show you where these fires are, because if you're like me, you didn't know that there were 14 separate fires. How did 14 separate fires start over such a wide area? You guys, this isn't normal. This is not how it works. These homes didn't fall. These homes didn't burn. These homes disappeared. There's nothing left. There's not even a toilet bowl or a bathtub. This is one of the cars or trucks or something that was in this fire, and you'll notice that the glass here, which has a melting point of between 2,600 and 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? We're talking forge, foundry, furnace temperatures to melt this glass. Glass does not melt on its own, guys. Open air fires do not create this kind of complete combustion of the materials, all right?
How did they create a laser with such devastating force? By assembling an array of 192 lasers and aiming them at a single hydrogen pellet the size of a BB. These 192 lasers are linked together by a twisting jungle of tubes that snake through this mammoth 10-story structure, which is the length of 3 football fields. The plan is to fire all 192 laser beams at once. Each beam starts out low-powered, about the size of what's inside your DVD player. But as they pass through the complex maze of tubes, they merge into one super beam. This super beam fires 500 terawatts of power in 2 billionths of a second, roughly 500 times the entire peak power output of the United States. When that light strikes the hydrogen pellet, it cooks it to over 800 million degrees.
The fact is, we are dealing with microwave weapon technology. How else would this tree catch on fire from the inside?
We have a clip from the older popular real-time strategy game Command & Conquer: Generals, one of my favorite games in the Command & Conquer universe. In this clip we have the player using the Allies' Onetta's super weapon or weapon of mass destruction, affectionately known as the particle cannon, which is basically a direct energy weapon in the form of a concentrated laser that lasts about 15 seconds. When you use this weapon in the game, a giant laser from the sky blazes down to the ground and you manually control it, burning and destroying buildings with surgical accuracy, rearranging the face of your enemy's territories instantly. Let's see what this looks like in the game and what it has to do with California. This is the work of a forced fire. That's trash. It's obvious the area is being cleared out for something somebody or some country, saying we have ever-increasing beef with China and Russia already, who are already in great numbers on the west coast, makes one think, is the war over and these are concessions? As our government already sold the US out in treaties and appeasements. Obama did it when the Chinese demanded an undisclosed amount of steel as an interest payment on our debt, which Obama raised through the Cash for Clunkers program. Then which the Chinese took the steel and made an aircraft carrier, see what I mean? The forced fire that doesn't destroy forest, just buildings, sum things up, find it out, and get it in before it goes down. Report back to your fellow Americans through the comments section. Enlist by hitting the subscribe button. Run research reconnaissance and reconnaissance research will be ran for you. Blackman back to the battlefield.